And on this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Mucar CDE900, which is an advanced OBD2 scanner that runs on Android and has a 4-inch full color screen and also supports updating as well as other advanced features. And on this video, I'm going to walk you through those and also show you the vehicle coverage for it. As always, I'd like to remind you that I place a link in the description down below to this product in case you want to get one for yourself. And the first thing we're gonna do before using the scanner is update the software by going into settings and then using the update option. And here I can select individual updates, or my favorite option, I can go ahead and click start all, and all the software is gonna begin to update automatically for us. And this may take some time depending on when's the last time that the scanner was updated and also your internet speed. So I'll come back to this scanner in a little bit. And the first thing I wanna show you is that we can maneuver through the menu using the buttons in the bottom. However, because this is a touch screen, I find it a lot easier just to touch the screen and navigate that way. But now let me show you the rest of the menu settings. And on the very top, we have the emission status for this vehicle, so we know if it's ready for smog or not. We can see which items have passed and which ones are pending. Next up is the advanced diagnostic tool, where we can have the tool attempt to identify the car that we're working with, or we can select it from this list of car makes. But now let's test out the auto search function. I'm gonna click on that, and now it's gonna try to narrow down into the actual systems that are supported by this vehicle. Now, a lot of these screens are very familiar if you have used larger bi-directional scanners, where this is really wanna drill down and identify the vehicle that we're working with. In this case, this vehicle is a North American vehicle, Toyota. This vehicle does not have a smart key, and this vehicle does have radar cruise control. So all this information is correct. Begin. And now we have the following choices. We can run a full health check on the vehicle, where the scanner is gonna go through every single module that is on board the car and is supported by the scanner and identify if there are any issues with it. For example, here we're checking the engine control module, transmission control module, ABS, SRS, which is the airbags, and as you can see, there are no issues with any of these modules. Now, if there were problems on here, we do have a shortcut to clear the DTCs, any codes, and we can erase that or potentially turn off the check engine light. And if we did not need a full health report, we are able to select individual systems directly. As you can see on their powertrain, this particular vehicle has ECM and TCM. On their chassis, this particular vehicle has this module supported, and on their body, we have this system supported. Now, it is important to point out that the advanced diagnostic function that I just showed you is an optional add-on for this tool. It does not come with this tool by default. However, the rest of the stuff you see on here does come with the tool. So let me show you what the rest of the stuff can do without that add-on. We can read the engine codes and check for any of them. In this case, there are none on these vehicles. We can also see freeze frame data if there was any collected. And here's what it looks like when it's connected to a vehicle that does have issues. As you can see, the very first indicator is the emission status. We have several red indicators telling us that those systems are not ready. And the reason why they are not ready, if we go to the codes, we can see that there are some codes on this system, and there are 4 codes on this car. Now, what's also pretty neat is that tapping on the codes automatically searches on Google for what the code can potentially be for. And we can also see the freeze frame data information for the error code that was set, which are the parameters that the vehicle was experiencing when that DTC triggered that check engine light. And you can see what those are here. In this particular case, it's 3 pages of that data. We can also erase any potential codes using the little erase option, which will also turn off the check engine light. We also have the ability to see live data, and let me scroll down through this list so you can see some of the things that are supported by this tool. Now, again, this is going to vary from vehicle to vehicle in terms of how many parameters you can actually see. Newer vehicles have a lot more sensors than older vehicles do, but as you can see, there is a tremendous amount of information that is available or can be monitored using this tool. But I also want to show you that we can graph the data that we are seeing live. I'm going to give a couple of revs here so we can see that graph. which is convenient again if we're trying to understand what is going on with the vehicle. And if we wanted to combine multiple items to graph them at the same time, we can use the combine function, select the parameters that we're interested in, and then be able to graph them that way. And on this particular example, I have combined 3 different parameters: airflow, ambient and temperature, and engine RPM. And you can see all those 3 values combined in one graph. However, notice that we also get a record option that allows us to record the data so we can review that later. This function is tremendously convenient, and we can always hit stop on here and name that file so we can find it again in the future and play that data back. What's also pretty interesting is that we do have the ability to save the data that we are looking at using the save sample option. As you can see, we are recording the data stream, and if I hit stop on here, we can see what those were, and we can save them and name them so we can review them later. And the last item I'll show you on the live data menu is the report function that generates a report of the vehicle and what the issues that were found and that data, and we can choose to either email it or create a PDF with it. Moving over to the next icon, we get an O2 sensor test, and I'll scroll down through here so you can see the different tests that were run and their results. We also get a similar test, which is the onboard monitoring test. And again, here are the items that are supported by that onboard monitor test for this particular vehicle. And I'll scroll down through here so you can see all of them that are included, which is quite a bit of them. Then we have other OBD2 diagnostics where we can run an evap test, we can look up any particular DTC and what it means, and we can also see the version info of this vehicle, both for the TCM and the ECM. Moving over to report, this tool keeps a history of the vehicles that have been tested and the reports that have been created for each one of those vehicles, and you can see those on here, and you can also see the ones that have been made into a PDF format. Moving over to the settings of the tool, we have the different modules that are supported. In this particular case, because this tool has been upgraded, it supports ABS, SRS, ECM, and TCM. We also have a shortcut to the update menu, which we used earlier to update the tool. We also have a feedback icon that allows us to submit feedback for any of the vehicles that we have tested. And we also have a repair info icon. And here we have the coverage list. Let me show you what it covers so you can see if your vehicle is included on this list, and I'll scroll down through here so you can see the different brands that are covered by this scanner. And in addition to that coverage list, we also have a couple of learning icons, including the instruction manual for this tool in that full PDF format in case we ever wanted to see it and read and learn about this tool and how to use it to its full potential. We can also turn on a screenshot icon. As you can see, there's a little camera icon that has popped up, and that allows us to take a picture of the screen at any given time, and here are those screenshots. We can also change the Wi-Fi that this tool is connected to, change the brightness, and change the unit of measure between metric and imperial, and change the language of the tool between different choices that they have included, and we can also change the time zone. And in the file manager, we can see the total amount of memory built in onto this device. However, it is expandable with that external memory card all the way up to 256 gigabytes. We can also turn on this customer service icon, and if I press on that icon, this allows us to contact the manufacturer for any kind of technical support. But what's also pretty cool is that we get an internet browser, which is always convenient to have access to the internet when you are working on a vehicle and want to find out if somebody has already found that answer or the solution for you. But we can also access several settings by sliding from the top. We have the ability to adjust the brightness, turn on that customer service icon, turn on the screenshot icon, and also enable the screen record option. And we also have access to the Wi-Fi settings again. And in case you want to add the advanced diagnose function, that is done with the expand feature, where you can get that 4-in-1 package, as well as maintenance and service modules. And I'll scroll through this list so you can see what they are. as well as their pricing, which I think is very competitive and makes sense. Instead of buying a big expensive tool with a ton of stuff you're not gonna need, here you can just get the particular service item that you need, as opposed to paying for a bunch of other things that you may not have use for. And finally, for battery life, the scanner has a 1500 milliamp hour battery, which should last quite a bit, and you're probably never gonna see it run down because the scanner is always charging when it's connected to the vehicle, and you can also charge it using the included USB-C cable. So hopefully this video will help you decide if this is the right scanner for you. I think the CDE900 is gonna make sense for anybody who's looking for an advanced scanner that comes in at a lower price point and allows you to upgrade the modules progressively as you learn how to use the scanner to its full potential, or as you have a need for it. Why buy an expensive scanner where it's just gonna sit there and become outdated when you can buy something that can be upgraded later on in the future? I also think that this is gonna be a good option for anybody who wants a separate standalone scanner from their phone. There are smaller dongles out there with similar software, but now we're tying up our phone's battery, and we have an app additionally in our phone that we have to worry about. I like that this feels almost like I have a second phone. I can browse the internet, I have the app literally loaded on here dedicated to the scanner, and I can add more memory to it if I wanted to. So remember, I put a link in the description down below to this product in case you want to get one for yourself. And if you have any other questions regarding the CDE900, please put that in the comments also. And if you found any part of this video helpful, hit the thumbs up button to support the channel, and stay tuned as I have a lot more OBD2 scanner reviews coming up. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.